Andy, you guys broke the story. HipHopGamer,
yeah,
we debate about that, but
let's not go there.
We believe you did break the story on the Wii U.
First off, you know, we got Kratos in the game, you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Yeah, you called it.
No matter what, I love your guys' show. It's one of the best ones in video games, so it's like, thanks for coming and checking stuff out.
Hey, yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy HipHopGamer. Welcome to Shots Fired. You know, I'm just chilling right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know y'all see the title, we're gonna get into that. It's gonna be crazy. But just playing a little Mortal Kombat right now, you know what I'm saying? You see that? Playing a little Mortal Kombat. You know what I mean? But it's the reason why I'm doing this, so check this out.
Scorpion wins. Fatality.
Y'all saw that, right? You know what I'm saying? Scorpion is crazy. Mortal Kombat on the Vita is crazy. You know what I'm saying? You just slice somebody and kick their chest out and slice their face and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Fatality. That's what it's all about right now. A fatality. You know what I'm saying? Let me turn this off real quick. I don't want the, you know, the noise to interrupt what y'all about to hear. Here's the deal. I'm gonna make this real simple, real powerful. Alright? Now, as you can see in the title, you know what I'm saying, PlayStation All-Stars, that was broken by me. Not Paul Gale, which everybody was saying, and not PlayStationLifestyle.net. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, shout out to my boy Sev. That's my boy. We cool peoples, and he's the owner of PlayStationLifestyle.net. But there's this dude, I think his name is Sebastian. I don't remember his name. I think it's Sebastian or whatever, that worked for that site, PlayStationLifestyle.net. That originally, you know, they put out a rumor or something saying that it was coming, and then when it happened, they put out like we were the first to report it. You see what I'm saying? So the way they worded the article was as if they was the first ones to report the news of the PlayStation All-Stars game, and they basically taking credit for it. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, in journalism, since everybody like to be all politically correct, you know, this bull crap, you know what I'm saying? If you break a story, you give credit to the person that broke the story, and then you do a synopsis of the story, and then you keep it moving. Am I right? Or am I right? Right, exactly. So, first off, we're gonna start like this. First, they had the rumor. That was the first thing. Now, January 23rd, 2011, okay? That's when my show came out, and on my show, it said exactly that. Sony is developing a Sony Smash Bros. Type of game, you know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be very interesting. So already back then, I already had the details on it, and I was telling y'all, okay? So then in November, you know what I'm saying, November 1st to be exact, I put out another article saying that Sony is set to confirm what I said back in January, and then a few months later, PlayStation All-Stars is looking crazy and all this other stuff, right? Okay, right? So here's the deal where things get complicated. I tried to be nice. I hit up Sebastian on Twitter, right? And I'm like, yo, son, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just saw your article, you know, love the site, love what you do. But do me a favor, can you, you know, change the wording because you guys wasn't the first to report it? Or, you know, can you do something to alter it where either you giving me credit, or if you don't want to give me credit, like, just don't say that you was the first to report it. Like, something along those lines. So then he hits me back saying that, you know, what he said didn't come off that way. I said, what you talking about? Like, then I had to paste, then I had to take a copy of his own work and show it to this dude on Twitter, be like, this is what you said. How else you gonna take it? And then he still came back trying to say that, no, that don't justify it. So they left it the way it is. Word. So for a guy like me that's, you know, very nice, you know, put God first, everything work, God bless, you know how I am. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I ain't no punk, and I'm not gonna be disrespected like that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's just gonna write me off in this industry like my word don't mean shit, or like I don't mean nothing. That don't go down like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm always at the event, so you're gonna see me sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? You know, we'll talk then or whatever. But seriously, don't disrespect. Give props when props is due. I give everybody props. You know how I am in this industry. I got mad love for everybody, even the assholes. You know what I'm saying? So now here's the next thing, right? And this is something that it often bothers me, but I was recently at an event. You'll find out, you know, very soon. Actually, next week you'll find out, because I got some extra news for you guys. But I was recently at an event, right? And much love to my boy Steve Cotillo. Much love to my boy Jeff Keighley. We was kicking it, hanging out, talking about some things. It was great, right? So me and Jeff, we always go back and forth a little bit. So he was challenging me on some things. So, you know, when he was challenging me on some things, the conversation came up about the PlayStation All-Stars game. And I asked him, yo, how did you like it? Because I know you got a chance to see it firsthand and behind the scenes and everything. So I was like, yo, how did you like it? And he said, yo, real talk, I loved it. Like, I didn't expect that. Wow. That's what he said. I didn't expect that. That's one. So then I was like, you didn't expect that? Well, you know who broke that, right? Guess what he says out his mouth? This is Jeff Keighley, Game Trailers. You know what I'm saying? Spike TV, all that good stuff, right? First thing out his mouth was, oh yeah, that was the Paul Gale Network thing. That's what I'm talking about. Because it was not the Paul Gale Network thing. It was the HipHopGamer thing, as always. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was the HipHopGamer thing. You feel me? Now, I know a lot of people may be like, well, why are you doing a whole video talking about this, whatever? Because you gotta understand, man, and I'm being straight up honest with you. You can't really speak about me, on me, if you're not me. You can have an opinion, you can have an assumption, you can have your thoughts or whatever. But until you actually get to know me or have a conversation or know what it's like to be in the industry and see certain things when you're on the inside, it's a whole nother world. It's a whole new ball game. And there's a lot of things that's very unfair. I deal with it all the time. So I got a question for y'all that's listening and watching this Shots Fired video. Okay? If you're watching this video, right? Here's the question. If you work hard at your job, at your craft, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Let's say you was the first person, you know, on your job to, I don't know, let's say you work for an oil company or something like that, and you was the first one to strike new oil, or let's say you a lawyer, and you're the first lawyer to go 10-0 without losing any cases for this firm, or something, whatever major accolade, whatever it is. You know, if you're the first person to do that, right? And somebody comes up to you and say, let's say your name is John, right? But then Chrissy is standing over here. And somebody come up to Chrissy, be like, yo, congratulations on breaking the 10-0 thing or whatever. She didn't do that. You did that. How would you feel honestly? You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Because I know you would feel compelled to speak on that. Because it's not like, it's just a straight lie. It's not fair. It's not right. We work hard for things. See what I'm saying? You go to work to get a paycheck, right? If somebody didn't pay you what they were supposed to pay you, you're going to say something, right? All right then. It's called getting what you deserve, getting what you earn, and getting what you work for. That's what it's called. So, you know, Jeff Keighley, he gave the credit to Paul Gale. He didn't know, so I had to correct him. Just like I had to correct him with the Wii U news that was broke over Game Informer, and he gave me my props. Respect to Jeff Keighley all day. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, shout out to my man. You know, I ain't gonna say his name right now, but I go to Kotaku. You know what I'm saying? And this dude, I think his name Owen Good, if I'm not mistaken. This dude, you know, he has a article, I think about Star Fox or something, but he has an article, right? And in this article, he mentioned the PlayStation All-Stars game, and once again gave credit to Paul Gale. You know, back in November, he said this. I'm like, oh, you just forgot that January comes before November? You forgot that? my thing is this: as a journalist, right? You're supposed to do your research. And don't get me wrong, people could come up short, but if you get the correct information, then you change what it is. So I give you an example for someone like me, right? Let's say, you know, I go to allhiphop.com and I see some news, right? And I'm like, oh shoot, breaking news. I got it from allhiphop.com, right? But let's say, you know, the Hollywood Reporter was the first one to break this news or whatever, and I didn't know that. But I'm giving the credit that belongs to them to someone else. If I don't know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If I don't know, I don't know. But if someone corrects me and proves that they was the original creditors, then it's my obligation to change that. You see what I'm saying? Because right is right, wrong is wrong, and fair is fair. But see, in this industry, you know what I'm saying? It's not really, it's mainly me, obviously, but in this industry, you always gotta challenge, you always gotta face adversity, especially, you know, someone like me coming from where I come from, being, you know, I don't look nothing like the general person in the game industry from a journalist standpoint. Y'all already know what it is. I didn't even get into that right now. Y'all know what it is. Plenty of y'all seen the videos, you look around, you see what's there, you see what's not there, and you see how I exist. You already know what it is. You feel me? So I wanted to point these things out is because even though this is shots fired, it's also supposed to be something that, like, not only bring people together, but also show a level of respect to everyone that's in the industry from a professional standpoint, as well as just having fun in the game industry, because this is games. You know what I'm saying? But even though it's games, there's still a professional level you got to carry. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm about, being professional and doing what's right. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, just to wrap up everything with this Shots Fired episode 8, just to wrap it up, I got some more news for you real quick, just one more. My man Steve Cotillo, shout out, you know what I'm saying, Kotaku, you know, he made a comment on Twitter, because I actually put out on Twitter saying that, yo, you know, your boy, like I was telling you earlier, I was like, yo, your boy, he put out an article still giving Paul Gale the credit. So he hits me up saying, Paul Gale released the images first, but I'll clarify. Okay, cool. Now technically, I'm like, what does that mean? Because my thing is, you know, if you're gonna clarify this information, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that I'm basically telling the truth or whatever. If you're gonna clarify it, then clarify it. You see what I'm saying? But when you make a statement like, oh well, he did release the visuals first because he had the picture, what the hell does that mean? You know what I'm saying? As a journalist in journalism, if a person breaks a story, you don't need an image, you don't need anything. If you break a story, that means you got like some sort of details, or you're revealing something that coincides with what the actual company you're talking about releases once everything is broken. You feel me? So I give you a prime example, right? Prime example. Let's say I say that Shenmue 3 is going to be revealed at E3. Let's say I say that, right? And I give you some details on it that is going to be co-op. It's going to be the first time they feature such and such and such. That's all I know right now, but stay tuned. We'll see what happens, right? Let's say it get announced at E3. Some of the details that I said comes to light and everything, right? Now, let's say a week. Let's say I said this 6 months ago, but like a week before E3 comes, this person releases an image about what I said 6 months ago. Do they get the credit for breaking the story just because they release an image? The only reason why their image is valid is because of what I said earlier. So by him or her releasing an image, all that is doing is proving the news that I said earlier when I was doing my reporting. All it is an extra confirmation of what I said. You see what I'm saying? So for you to even mention about the picture has no relevancy to him as the person who wrote the story. It has relevance to me as the person that wrote the story, dog. You know what I'm saying? So I said all this to say is that there's a, you know, in journalism, I give you an example, right? I give you a great example, right? The Laker game is on, right? Ron Artest just got a flagrant foul, right? Now, the foul wasn't a flagrant foul. Even the newscasters and everybody that knows basketball tell you this. It was all ball. It was contact, but it was all ball. You feel me? So, if it was anybody else, it would have been a regular foul. You see what I'm saying? But because it's Ron Artest and the history he has, they're just going to label it as a flagrant foul. Does it make it right to do him wrong because of things in the past? No. Things that's in the past is in the past. You have the present, you have the future, and you move on from it. You want to know why? Because that's what you call professional. You see what I'm saying? Right is right, wrong is wrong, and fair is fair. And that is professional when you follow that creed. It shouldn't matter who you are, what you've done or did or whatever. It's all about what's going on at hand, the facts, and what's right, and what's wrong, and what's fair. You see what I'm saying? So I just wanted to point all this out to y'all so you guys can understand why I do these Shots Fired series. Because nobody else in the industry really defend their name or say anything. Most of them don't got a name. They just hide behind the name of another website. You know what I'm saying? But in my situation, everything's completely different. All the rules change. Everything is just on a whole nother level. You see what I'm saying? So, to wrap it up finally, PlayStationLifestyle.net. They took credit for something that they didn't break and they left it up there. You see what I'm saying? So that's just straight slap in my face, straight disrespect. So since that's the case and that's where we going right now, disrespecting your boy after I was nice and trying to give them an opportunity to fix it. Okay, now PlayStationLifestyle.net. I'm cool with my man Sev, even though he's the owner. But in terms of the website and that dude that represented it, and there was no damage control done, I gotta do damage control. So as of right now, PlayStationLifestyle.net, the fact that you guys did that and kept it that way, trying to write me off, your site is full of shit. I just had to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? I had to. Because there's no honor in your site, in the person that worked for your site. There's no honor in it. Right is right, wrong is wrong, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Now, the second thing is this. With the whole Paul Gale thing. Now, Paul Gale, can't fault that man for other people giving him credit. That's not his fault. So Paul Gale, yo, thanks for confirming and showing off things that I actually broke in terms of the story and everything like that. So salute to you. And you had nothing actually, to do with this. You played the role and that's it. Ain't nothing wrong with you. So salute to you and just keep working hard, man. This is what we do in the industry. In terms of Kotaku, Steve, you my man, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what it is, man. We recently spoke. You know what it is. So correct it for me. You know what I'm saying? That's all I ask. Now, I'll give you another example of what I'm saying. My dude, I believe is Matt Furtado, I believe, from Examiner.com. It's like that. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was the Sony All-Stars story. I believe it was still that story. He gave credit to Paul Gale at one point too. This is my man though. Hit him up. I'm like, yo son, here's the link. Here's everything. I actually broke the story first. A lot of people's overlooking me. Can you correct it? Guess what he did? Corrected it. He corrected it. You see what I'm saying? Now, Kotaku is a bigger website than Examiner. PlayStationLifestyle.net is up there too. They doing big things. Why can't everyone be honorable? Y'all want me to be honorable, right? I am honorable. I show love to everybody. And I do what's right. And I learn from my mistakes. And I admit when I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? In order to be the best, or when I say I'm number one, it takes a lot out of a person to admit when they're wrong and learn from things and fix things. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot from, obviously I learned so much from Torrance Davis. You know what I'm saying? But I actually learned stuff from Steven Totillo. I learned from you, dog. You know what I spoke to you. You know what I'm saying? I've learned from Jeff Keighley. You know what I'm saying? I've learned from Jeff Gerstmann. I've learned from everybody. And when I see them, I give them props. You know what I'm saying? I learned from Shane Satterfield. I learned from a lot of y'all. I looked at y'all when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? This real respect here. Ain't no hating, nothing like that. Come on, man. Everybody know how my content is, man. I put out my stuff is hot. You know that. I work hard for y'all. And for me. And for the industry as a whole, because I love this. You see what I'm saying? But I say it again. Right is right, wrong is wrong, and fair is fair. Don't play me. Again, recognize if you don't know something, that's fine. But if I bring it to you and correct you, then correct it once I prove it. If you don't, then I just gonna have to do what I do by airing it out. Alright? Episode 8. I'll see y'all later. Shots fired! And just to note, right? What does all of this have to do with me? If you didn't get my point. This is what it has to do with me, right? I've been in this industry since December 2007. Actually, that's when I first started making videos. December 2007, I first started making videos. I officially got in the industry at E3 2008 when I was a part of the BitBang.com, right? My very first year, nobody took me seriously. They just looked at me as a guy walking around with a belt. That's how I was labeled, right? But I got major interviews. I did things that nobody has never done before. And that energy right there is what separated me from everybody else in the industry, right? That was the first thing. Second year, people know who I am. You know, I'm not a big name, but people know me. You know what I'm saying? They just know me and some know of me. But I still don't have that impact yet. You know what I'm saying? But once again, I got the content, I worked hard and everything, and I started to break stories and things like that. Now, here's the problem. 2010, 2011, now we're in 2012. I'm much more known. If you could consider me a big name now. If you don't want to consider me a big name, hey, that's fine. You don't have to consider me that. But my work speaks for itself. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But what it all has to do with me, just to sum it up, is that I always get looked over even when I prove people wrong. Prime example, in the beginning of this video, the way shots fired start, and stuff like that, what does it say? It says, they say I'm not a credible source. You feel me? Then you see Jeff Keighley give me the props on breaking the Wii U rules over Game Informer. You see what I'm saying? And if you look at the industry, nobody in their right mind would believe that I could break something over at a major Game Informer, a major organization. You know what I'm saying? Now, I understand all of that. I understand where the doubt comes from. But the point is, I did. You know what I mean? And it seems like because of where I come from, because of the fact that I'm different, because I'm way more vocal, because I'm very outspoken, I debate everything, I'm very opinionated. The fact that I am all these things, but yet I don't follow suit in terms of the standards in the game industry when it comes to journalism, people already feel that I either don't belong or I'm not professional and I'm not relevant and I'm not credible just because I look a certain way and talk a certain way. And the point I'm trying to say is it don't matter how you look. It doesn't matter how you talk. It doesn't matter where you come from. All that matters is that you do your job, you do it fairly, you do it with passion, you get the facts, and you present it to the industry as broken news or your opinions or however you decide to do it. It like journalism don't have a color, you know what I'm saying? It don't have any of these stereotypes associated with it. Journalism is a craft, it's an art, it's what you do as work, you feel me? And if we are all to be judged by what we do as work, then why is it when it comes to me, my work get overlooked by the appearance? You know what I'm saying? That's the point I'm trying to make, and that's the difference. The way you would look at a Jeff Gertzman, the way you would look at a Jeff Keighley, the way you look at all these people in terms of their work, take a look at me. Take a look at Gerard Williams. Take a look at HipHopGamer. And take a look at the work. Self-made, baby. Self-made. Take a look at the work. There's a lot of journalists out here that's up and coming, that come from the same areas that I come from. And they face the same problems. And a lot of them get discouraged. You know what I'm saying? And don't want to do anything or be consistent. Simply because of these reasons. Look at a person's work by their work, the quality of their work. Not the way they talk or judge them by the fact that they don't dress casual or wear a suit or say this. You know what I'm saying? We all can be who we are. We are all gamers. We all in this together. Friendly competition is great. We learn from one another. But don't judge on the exterior. Judge on their work. You feel me? So I had to put that out there because if I got judged on my work, then I wouldn't have to do the Shots Fired episode. If everything was fair, I wouldn't have to do it. Obviously, it's not. But things gonna change. You don't believe me? After you watch this, you're gonna learn today. It's your boy HipHopGamer, man. Shots fired.